In a time where advice is literally everywhere you look, even the most well-meaning people are still going to give it from their own perception and lens. And that is exactly what I want to talk about today. We are in a time where any which way we look on any social media platform, or honestly in our real lives, people are always giving their opinions about what we should do with our lives, how we should live our lives, or advice, whether it is asked for or not. And even people that have the best of intentions are going to give advice from their own lens, their own lived experiences in life. And when we are scrolling on social media and taking all of these things into account, I think that we so often forget to ask ourselves, the person that is giving us this advice, the person that we are listening to in this moment, would we want to trade places with them? And I mean, I even say this as someone who's giving advice right now. We have to have a lot of discernment in who we are listening to, why we are listening to them, the opinions that we're taking in, the advice that we're taking into account into our lives, because there are so many different ways to live your life, and none of it is wrong unless you're a serial killer or doing really illegal things. Anyways, but however which way someone is choosing to live their life, if it is right for them, it is right for them, and it is not necessarily our place to tell us that it's wrong. And I think that even when we are taking advice from other people, we forget that also, that there are so many different ways to live a happy life or a full life, that how someone chooses to live in a happy, full life may look so different from the happy and full life that you want for yourself. So when we are asking people for advice or asking people for their opinions, or just scrolling on social media and seeing the millions and millions of videos that are all over it being like, this is how you do this, and this is how you should do this, and this is how you should do that, pause for a second. Because this is where our own discernment comes in, right? Because even the most well-intentioned people, you may not want to trade places with. So pause in the moment and ask yourself, is this person living a life that to me would feel happy, fulfilling, joyful, adventurous, fun? Would the way that they handle disagreements, love, friendships, career, would I want to handle them the same way? Would I trade places with this person? Because we are all out here taking advice from a lot of people that none of us would trade places with in a million years. And again, they could have the best intentions possible, but the way that they are living their life may not align with the way that you want to live your own life. And we forget to take that into account when we are listening to people online, when we are listening to people in our real lives. Like, we only see things on a surface level, especially on social media. So it can be kind of hard to like make that discernment of, would I really want to trade places with this person, because you can only see what they're showing online. But even so, if aspects of what they're showing, or even how they show up online, how they're articulating themselves, would you want to trade places with that person? And if the answer is no, maybe don't take advice from them. I wouldn't take advice from friends of mine that don't live in the ways that I want to live for myself. Does that make sense? I love all of my friends to no extent. They're all amazing people, but some of my friends live a life that I wouldn't want to live for myself. So there are certain things that I wouldn't take advice from them about, because I wouldn't want to put myself in their shoes. Not to say that they are doing anything bad or wrong with how they are living their life. They live very happy, full, and loving lives, and that's amazing for them in their journey, but it may not align with me in my journey. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. There is nothing wrong with someone's opinion or advice not aligning with you and your journey. I think that also goes into like, we're in a place where you can't even give your opinion or advice without it being critiqued in a lot of ways. But that's a whole rant. That's a whole tirade for another day. The whole point of this, and I want to keep this like very short, sweet, and concise, is We are bombarded every which way, all day, every day, with opinions and advice from people all over the world. And instead of being so quick to take that opinion or advice at face value, stop and ask yourself, does the way this person lived their life be a way that I want to also live my life? And if that answer is no, maybe ask yourself if you genuinely want to listen to the advice or the opinion that they are giving. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is a very short and sweet one. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.